29, 14. Saiva. Okay. Sa eva bhakti yogakhya. Sa eva bhakti yogakhya. Sa eva bhakti yogakhya. Atyantika udarita. Atyantika udharita. Atyantika udharita. Yenati vachya. Tri gunam. Yenati vrachya trigunam. Yenati vrachya trigunam. Mat bhavya yopapatyate. Mad bhava yopadyadyate. Sa eva bhakti yogakhya. Atyantika udarita. Yenat vricha trigunam. Yad bhava yopadyadyate. Please chant. Bhakti Yenati vrachya trigunam. Madbhava yopadhyate. Ladies. Sa eva bhakti yogakhya. Atyantika udarita. Yenata vricha trigunam. Sa eva bhakti yogakhya. Atyantika udarita. Yenati vracha trigunam. Madbhava yopadhyayate. Sa, this, eva, indeed, bhakti yoga, devotional service, akhya, called, atyandika, the highest platform, udarita, explained, yena, by which, adivrachya, overcoming, trigunam, the three modes of material nature, madbhavaya, to my transcendental stage, upapadyate, one attains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature and be situated in the transcendental stage as is the Lord. Okay, purport. Sripad Shankaracharya, who is supposed to be the leader of the impersonalist school of philosophers, has admitted in the beginning of his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. Except for him, everything is within the material creation. It is also confirmed in the Vedic literature that before the creation there was only Narayan. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva existed. Only Narayan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu or Krishna, is always in the transcendental position beyond the influence of material creation. The material qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance cannot affect the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is called Nirguna, free from all things of material qualities. Here the same fact is confirmed by Lord Kapila. One who is situated in pure devotional service is transcendently situated, as is the Lord. Just as the Lord is unaffected by the influence of the material modes, so too are his pure devotees. One who is not affected by the three modes of material nature is called a liberate soul, or Brahma Bhuta soul. Brahma Bhuta Prasannadma is the stage of liberation. Aham Brahmasi. I'm not this body. This is applicable only to the person who constantly engages in devotional service of Krishna and is thus in the transcendental stage. He is above the influence of the three modes of material nature. It is the misconception of the impersonalists that one can worship any imaginary form of the Lord or Brahman and at the end merge in the Brahman effulgence. Of course, to merge into the bodily effulgence, Brahman of the Supreme Lord, is also liberation, as explained in the previous verse. Ekatva is also liberation, but that sort of liberation is never accepted by any devotee, for qualitative oneness is immediately attained as soon as one is situated in devotional service. For the devotee, that qualitative equality, which is the result of impersonal liberation, is already attained. He does not have to try for it separately. It is clearly stated here that simply by pure devotional service one becomes qualitatively as good as the Lord himself. Om Agnanati Mandasya Knananchana Shalakya Chakshu Unmildam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stavidam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupagada Mayam Dadati Svabarandikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktabrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, the verse again tells us, by attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as Kapila Dev have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature and be situated in a transcendental stage, as is the Lord. So, Hare Krishna. First of all, I'm asking for your permission to speak something, and I'm asking for your blessings, because to speak about the Srimad Bhagavatam is not an ordinary thing. It's a blessing, and it's a chance to get purified for himself. But on the other hand, one has to be a transparent medium of the scripture, what is a personality, and also of the acharyas who gave the scriptures to us and explained it to us, like our Srila Prabhupada. So I only depend on your mercy and on the mercy of my teachers and the acharyas, that I can be a medium where the Bhagavatam can speak. And please accept me as your cow, and you are the milkers. So please milk me. And of course, this what we in here in the section of the Bhagavatam. This is a very instructive section. It's also quite philosophical. And we have here who's speaking basically. Huh? Kapila Dev speaks to whom? His mother, yes. And as we see the whole story as it was evolved from the beginning, the father of Kapila Dev, who? Who knows the father of Kapila Dev? Kadama Muni, and his mother, Devahuti. They were very exalted personalities by themselves, and they lived a life what is quite exemplary for us devotees. So we can learn many things out of this life. And because of their devotional service, they had a chance to attain such a blessing like having the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their son. And so both parents, they completely followed Dharma. Kadama Muni, of course, he promised to the father of Devahuti was, who's the father? Swayambhuva Manu is the father of Devahuti, and Kadama Muni, he explained to him that, okay, I give her children, and then I'm out of here, and out of duty, right? And in this way, somehow or other, he follows also Dharma. He follows his Dharma, because Kadama Muni is by caste a Brahmana, and Brahmanas are supposed to, in one stage of life, basically, when they give qualified sons who can take care of the mother, they are allowed to go and going in the renounced order. So this he's doing, he follows his Dharma. And then Devahuti, he followed her Dharma in accepting Kapila Dev, although very small, accepting him as an instructing spiritual master and guide. And in this way, shelter for her. And and also Kapila Dev, of course, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then therefore also he acts by example. He not only gives his mother shelter in the form of taking care of her or taking care of her bodily needs, he gives her actually the supreme shelter of explaining to her what is the meaning of life, basically, of human life. What is the Dharma, basically, of human life? And thank you, Bosha. I felt like a hole here. So overlap over there. So the Dharma of human life is what? What do you think? What is the Dharma of human life? Huh? No God? Okay, what's here? Okay, so get some self-realization about his position. Okay, somebody else has some other idea? Yeah, of course, we as trained devotees, we know that our duty is to find out who we are and what is our relationship with the rest of the things surrounding us. So here we have Kapila Dev explaining this to his mother, but of course the mother, who is such an elevated soul, she is the same. She doesn't milk Kapila Dev for herself. She milk him for the Srimad Bhagavatam, that the Srimad Bhagavatam can happen, and that mankind, especially in Kali Yuga, has the greatest benefit of understanding this. Srila Prabhupada very often, when it comes to our constitutional position, what is a very famous analogy what Srila Prabhupada always uses. Who has some Bjorn? He uses this often, yeah, but when he describes our nature, fire and iron, yes. God is the fire, but there's even one more what he says very, very often.
Like a screw that's apart from the machine, which is not working.
He also says this, but it's not. The sun, yes, the sun, and the sun here, of course, stands for what? For God, for Krishna, and then Prabhupada he says he describes the living entities as what? Who can remember? It's very, huh? Sunbeams, yeah. I mean, he says sparkling articles, or sometimes he said sparkling molecules. So he means that, and Prabhupada explains this, that is even by the scientists, they would, over the live stream, they would, no, I have to wait. Jai Jai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Today is a very special darshan because the Lord has 2 different earrings. So, really enjoy this darshan today. It's not often. It's very auspicious. So, yeah, and Prabhupada says that the scientists, they describe the particles of the sun as glittering molecules, or like sparkling molecules. So meaning the sun emanates these molecules who are representatives of the sun, because they carry what in them? What do they carry in them? Energy of what? Means? What you value about the sun? Heat and light, yes. And the potency to give life, to inspire life. It's very, it's very important. Entschuldigung, verstehst du Englisch? Gut, okay, gut. Weil wir haben eine deutsche Übersetzung dort. Okay, so that means that these particles, these sparkling particles who are loaded with light and warmth, heat, fire, right? They are like ambassadors of the sun, right? We in front of the sun, we would be what? Not existing, right? Nobody can go close to the sun. Not in these bodies what we have right now, in our earth bodies. We have bodies made out of earth elements. So, what I say? When these particles, they carry this energy and they become ambassadors of the sun. So we cannot have association with the sun, but we very much want to have the association of these ambassadors. Therefore, we're looking for the sun rays. Now it's winter in Simhachalam. It will be for the next 5 months. Will be like this. Sometimes we have also nice winter days when the snow is all around and sun comes out in blue sky. That's very beautiful. Simhachalam actually is always beautiful. Even in this weather, I think Simhachalam is very mystical and has the potency of Nrsingadev. But so when as soon as the sun comes out, life comes back, right? In the wintertime, everybody is in their houses. Even in the community, we meet in the temple, right? Sometimes, but you don't see so much going on outside. Only Sri Panga Prabhu with with the tractor shoveling the snow. He's the only one seen with his light, right? And everybody tries to go quickly from A to B, right? Sometimes even a snowball fight is breaking through. Happens actually every season. And but we're not there yet. And then as soon as the sun comes out, usually just before Nrsinga Chaturdashi, the sun comes out again and brings warmth, brings light, and brings life. And you see immediately, I think in all Germany, the flowers already blossoming, but here in Simhachalam it just starts then. And the trees, and then it goes very quick, life comes back. And then in the summertime, it's so beautiful, it's like living in a garden here with so many flowers, and everybody's outside, the kids outside the whole time, and the doors are open, the Singadev looks out in the sun. So we very much want to have the association of the sparkling ambassadors of the sun. Same way, we are ambassadors of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because we carry this energy in us. And this energy actually gives life. This energy gives life. How does it give life? Who has an idea? How our soul energy gives life? Bjorn is the only person who's awake. I'm sorry. Okay, Bjorn, how? Yeah. Okay, we give life to us, for our consciousness. Okay, how we acting as ambassadors in this world? Well, first of all, Prabhupada says life comes from. Yeah. So, as we are alive, we can give life to others, right? It's very simple. It's very simple. No dead matter, not this, not this table can put on another table and ruggling it, and then there comes another table out of it. Doesn't function. Or? No, doesn't function. So we need life to create life. And this is something what is very unique. Because as we said, no, we can create so many computers, but they will not create life out of it. There still has to be somebody who give an initial spark to these computers. And so we are depending on life. What else is how we give life? Give life to the universe, give life to the human beings. What as source do we carry? What potency? What we ambassadors for? Yes? We carry love. Yes, but love is such a word, it's like, huh? Excuse me, I didn't hear you. No, he didn't. Yeah, of course we carry love, but love of whom? The love of Godhead, right? And in this way, we come back to this love. In this way, we bring something very important to this world. We bring God to the world, because God, although He is all over, He is everywhere, as we understand from the scriptures and the teachings. God is everywhere, but where does God live for us? Where does God live for us? Huh? How you know? Who agrees that God lives in our heart? Yes, okay. But how do we know? Really? I mean, I feel all kinds of stuff in my heart. Bjorn, what do you think? Aha, we need the explanations of the devotees, like Srila Prabhupada or Kapila Dev and Devahuti. We need the devotees. So means God lives actually in the hearts of his devotees because they carry the potency of him. They carry the life of God in them. So although God is everywhere, it's ever existing, it's all around us, but still he's carried by his devotees, by the ambassadors. And they do this because of what? Why they do this? Yeah, but why they should be compassionate? Yeah, but okay, good. But what then what potency? What is the most important potency of God? He is the greatest. Ey, jetzt komm hier, was ist denn hier los? Wow, Charo hast eine neue Kurte an und Mohari auch. Kommt rein, Jungs, setzt euch hin, nehmt euch einen Keks. Aber Ruhe. What is the greatest potency of the Lord? What you would say? What you admire the most on God, on Krishna? What you admire at most? Huh? His kindness, okay. Something. Krishna Chara? His love for us. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, that's all nice words and you're all right, but how do you know?
Because he gives us some freedom that we can, in this sense, do what we like to do.
Okay, there was the most important word here was he gives us. So what does he do by giving? So what is? He's giving Krishna consciousness. Yeah, but what means his giving? What does it mean? Giving. He does. He serves us. Right? He serves us. God is the greatest servant. Just look what he does for us. He enables all this material creation. And even in the spiritual world, he first of all serves by providing all this stuff that we can serve. Because this is the potency what we also have from God. It's the capacity of service, of doing something. And from this service, then we can understand that's love. Because love, what is love? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. What is love? It is service, right? And this service, of course, has to be what? Yeah? Yeah, I mean, there's this famous verse of the nectar of devotion. I think Chananda Hari Prabhu, he knows. You know this verse? This 111. I'm also my verse is always a little bit rusty. I'm rusty with. You know it? Yes, it's there. Yes, I know. I still remember that I had to learn it. Anyway, the point is this service has to be free of motivation. Free from kyan. From kind of, I want to be, why I want to be. If I walk around, if our Sankirtan devotees walk around on the street and think, oh, I have something you don't have. You should praise me. What will happen to them? Krishna Charan, what do you think, Charu? They're gonna have pride. Yes, exactly. They become very proud, and nothing will happen. Maybe some skinhead comes up and beats them. What happens? I know what I'm speaking about. Some people will punch you in the face. quite common. Not quite common, but it happens. So, but if they do it out of selfless love, then what happens? But what do you think? What's her name again? Yeah, David. What happened to you? What happened to you? You met one of these guys, or on the street? Yes. No? What? Ah, so good. Did you meet somebody on the street? Was he a proud person? Yes. Okay, good. I'll leave you out. So normally, when when somebody comes with the compassion for the people who don't know God, or if they know God, they have some conception of like an old guy sitting on a cloud with a long beard, and is always frustrated. Has a big, how is it called in the stomach? What do you have? Ulcer in the stomach. What? Yeah, drinking something, but he's always frustrated because nobody listens. Nobody listens what I say some time immemorial, and therefore out of protest I didn't shave. There was a movement in amongst some devotees. They didn't shave anymore. They said, and the slogan was, "We don't change our looks because you change the books." Anyway, something else. So he's so frustrated, and out of anger he throws, he's punishing left and right, and therefore nobody, who want to associate with grumpy old people? Nobody, right? There's nothing more horrible as grumpy old people, and mostly you have them in the Western world. They're sitting there in extra houses we built for them, where they can be grumpy amongst themselves. And this happens if you make a civil service. Christian Charan, you made no. If you make civil service in an old people's home, they're so difficult because they are grumpy. And why they're grumpy? First of all, they have no knowledge. And second of all, same thing, nobody listens to them anymore. Nobody takes them serious, right? And therefore, God is also like an old person. But we understand it's not like that. We understand that God actually is not influenced, as Prabhupada explains here in the purport, he's not influenced by any material condition. So that means, first of all, he's eternal. And when he's eternal, he's what? Always young, exactly. He's always young, right? And he never gets old, like mommy and daddy, especially daddy, or he's always very young, very fresh, right? And he's just. Joe, what do you think? What would be the best age for you? How old you want to be? Where you think that would be really fun in this age? It's difficult, huh? But imagine there would be an age where actually nobody can tell you anything anymore because you're halfway grown up, but in the same time you don't carry any responsibility. It's called, how you call this age? Teenager, yes. These are the teenagers. The whole society looks on these teenagers because they don't listen to anybody anymore and they don't take any responsibility. They just dare in their puberty, right? Whole society is frustrated about teenagers. But guess what? Teenagers, they're having the time of their life, right? And therefore Krishna is exactly in this age. Or the eternal Lord is in this age. And this he is there for eternity. Of course, he can, if he wants, he can switch back, become a little boy. Like Murari. Yes. And he can become a very careful Charu. That sounded not good. And he can become a very old man. He can take a beard. When he takes a beard. When Krishna take a beard. When one becomes old, yeah, but what example we have, for example, when the Lord Krishna grows a beard? Huh? Exactly! Narasimhadev, Haribo! He has not only a beard, he has a long mane, you know. So, and therefore, he is eternally in this stage, and he's not contaminated by any of our conceptions. He's not contaminated whatever picture we put on him. We can take any religion, we can take any kind of philosophical explanation. He is above it. And even what we use, our philosophy, to describe the Lord, he is still above it. We cannot describe him, but he is there. And with his qualities, he is not known through the Vedas, but he is known through what? Huh? Oh, this is what is like a, is falling like a bubble gum. What do you know? Like love is such a word. Love hurts. I don't know what is wrong with me today. I think I swallowed a jukebox last night. Yeah, he is. What was the question? Oh, how is it known? Yeah, how is he known? Yeah, but who gives us service? Yes, exactly. He's known by the devotees. And as you said, when we serve him, because we have this capacity, we are still, remember, ambassadors. So the Lord, he's the greatest servant. He serves everyone. Like Giriraj Maharaj. He is the greatest servant. And what is the comparison of Giriraj? It was a very transcendental happening when they had a union. Who is also a greatest servant of the Lord himself? Yes, Srimati Radharani, but she is still an outsource of that love. But who is it incomplete again? Yes, it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? And this is what we learn. We learn our capacity is service. There's nothing else than service. But usually when we hear about this with our material conception, when we hear service, what do we think first? Charu. Huh? When I hear service, I first of all think of Bashar. Somebody's coming and wants something from me. He want to take something away. What he gonna take away? I mean, Bashar was temple commander here for quite a while. And he still sticks, it's like Prabhupada says with this hing pot, you know. The hing is out already a long time, but still it smells. So everybody who sees Bashar still thinks, quickly go into my room and hide in my sleeping bag. He doesn't find me. When we think of service, we think something, oh my God, somebody takes something away. From what? From my freedom. My precious time of what? Of enjoying the material nature. My precious time, yes. This is what we think. All right? Because we forgot, or we won't forgot. We as we see, when we see Bashar, we try to plant him out of our life, you know, try to go around him, you know, because he want to take something away. And this is our misfortune, that we think when we do service, what is anyway our capacity? Because we have to serve. We serve automatically. If we don't serve anybody else, whom we serve for sure. Our senses, yeah, our body, our us self, our not only our senses, because our ego, first of all, right? Our senses, they grouped around the mind, and the mind is grouped around the ego. So we serve them anyway. So we have the capacity to serve. We just don't know how to use it, because we think we become happy when we serve us. And therefore, out of love becomes what? Lust. Yeah. So this is the perverted reflection in the material world of love, is lust. And we may call it love, but still we're acting out of our own lust, sense enjoyment. Huh? What is lust? Lust is when you, under all circumstances, when you make yourself happy. And what means love? Caring and sharing, yeah. When you want to make, under all circumstances, somebody else happy. When you don't care first who get the sweet first. Do I get the sweet first, or get my brother get the sweet first? Joe, what do you think? Who should get the sweet first? Very good, yeah. Murari, what do you think? Who should get the sweet first? Now I'm curious. Huh? Murari, who gets the sweet first? Charu or Murari? Yes. Murari is a smart boy. Charu is a pious boy. Murari is smart. Nah, du bist auch smart. Sorry, I said something. Okay. So exactly, this is what it means, and this is the potency. What we have is the potency to serve, and the devotees are the only entities, the energy of the Lord, who know to whom really to serve, and therefore they can give service. Therefore, that's so palatable. Therefore, it's so pleasurable. If you go to Knaus, he also knows how to give you service. He engages you of making wheels on his caravans or whatever. They also engage you in service. The whole world is waiting for your service. Right? And if you understood we are here to serve, it's already something. You already understood, okay, I'm a human. I'm here to serve, because animals, they are here to enjoy. They are here to exploit. But humans, they actually know we are here to serve. But only devotees, they can take this capacity and, navigate it in the right direction toward the one who deserves the service, because he is the origin of all service. Right? And in this way, the devotees are ambassadors of the Lord. They bring us the Lord, as our Sankirtan devotees do right now. And we are supposed to. So we bring to the people service, and we bring to them God. And how we do that? To wrap it up, how do we do it? Charu? Yes, books. Well learned. Preaching the truth, yes, but how do we preach the truth? How do we preach the truth? Okay, this is one way, but is there anything, if you give the people a book, that's just half of the story. What is the other half? Devaki? Ah, yes, we have to be example. We have to live it, and then we can give it. First you live it, then you give it. Right? Because otherwise, if you don't have role models, what we need these devotees. We need, therefore, Mahaprabhu, he came as a role model. We need them to look upon them to see how does it function, how does it look like. So when people getting a book, then they're coming here, right? And then what do they see? Hopefully, inspired devotees who are absorbed in serving Mahaprasadam, serving each other, and serving in this way, serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So devotees are, what means devotees? Servants, yeah. And actually, Krishna Prem Rupa made once this point that actually when you translate the word das, we all initiated, we all have the how to say, the ending das or dasi. What does it mean? What is literally does it mean? It mean, Yes, servant is the polite translation, but the real translation actually is slave. Slave. And this is what we are. If we speaking with this word, yeah, we speaking with this word and we think also, oh my God, somebody makes a sign on me. I belong to this master. Right? And he changes my name. Here we are. And he engages us in his service only. Sounds familiar, huh? So we are slaves. But the point is, what's the difference? Bashar, before you go, you have to say what's the difference between this slave what we see from America, coming from and singing the blues. What do we do? The blues is a sad song, right? What blues do we sing? We sing Hare Krishna, yeah, and makes this sad to us. Does it make us sad? Of course.
Sometimes it does.
First of all, it makes us ecstatic because when we together in the association of devotees, then we do Sankirtan, and this makes us very blissful. Then we understand who is our master, whom we really slaves of, to whom we really enslaved to. But then there is time, and especially this happens when we are alone, when we miss the association, then we become very, very sad. Because then in this moment we understand we are all alone there because we left the person who loves us the most and who deserves our service. And when we understand this, what big mistake we did, and we're still doing and continue doing and making plans of doing again, then we become really sad. And we begging, we asking, we grasping every mercy what we can get to how to come back in this relation what we lost. No, what we not lost, what we gave up, what we turned away from. So this all great big words sometimes, and persons like me actually unworthy to speak about such things, because I can just only imitate what I'm speaking about. But by your mercy and by your compassion and by your tolerance, I can still be in your association and can chant happily the holy name. So please give me your blessings and let us continue to live here. Or Charu? There comes mommy again also. Now we are full. I just asked for blessings that we can live here still. Okay, Grand Raj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Are there any corrections on the spot? Yes.
Not a correction, a question. Not a correction, a question. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much. You say that we know Krishna by serving him. But Krishna says also in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti Starni Karsiti. No, sorry. Mamevam Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasta Starni Mam Tuvedana Kashtana. That hardly one knows me in truth. Mamevam Shajjiva. Out of many thousands that come to me, out of many thousands of men, one will surrender unto Krishna, but of those, hardly no one knows me at all. So how do we reconcile that?
What do you think?
On the knowing, I don't know Krishna.
No, but according to this verse you quoted, what do you think?
I think it's through special mercy that one gets knowledge of Krishna. That otherwise the leaders of ISKCON would be speaking to Krishna on a daily basis. So what is knowing? That's the question. What is knowing? This is what I wanted you to expound upon, you to elaborate upon.
What is knowing? So
what is knowing Krishna?
What is knowing Krishna? That's your question.
Yes.
What does it mean to know Krishna?
Yes.
Well, what does it mean for the husband to know the wife? What does it mean for the wife to know the husband?
In a biblical sense?
Huh?
In a biblical sense?
Biblical sense. I don't know what I mean. If you're in a relationship is based on service, right? I mean, when I do marriages, quite not so many this year, but there will come some up. I do marriages, and what is the thing what I always tell in the marriage ceremony? Oh no, sorry, yeah, I'm. Who knows? There's nobody here. Oh yeah, Nanda. What did I tell? What is the most important thing? And actually, I got it from Introdyumna Swami, and he got it from an old couple what he met in an airplane. And this old couple, they were like little children. They were laughing and like little children together. And he asked them, "What is the secret that you still, after so long time, I don't know, they were married, I don't know, ages, aeons, even say aeons, and you guys, yeah, and you're still so happy with each other." And you know what was the answer of them? Always give more than you take. Because then everybody gets more and more and more. So relationship means always service. And by service, you get to know each other. Of course, this implies you probably make mistakes. Therefore, to avoid mistakes, you do what? You wanna meet a girl? What you do if you wanna know, if you wanna be sure that you hit her nerve? Yes, you ask her friends. You ask somebody who knows her, right? And therefore, this could, you can go around of making mistakes. But in the end, you have to make it yourself. You have to make the endeavor by yourself. You can maybe tell this girlfriend, can say, hey, maybe you can tell her, like, I was always a messenger when I was young. I was sent back and forth between future couples or who would like to, was saying greetings from me. Okay, walk to this boy, greetings from this girl. Oh, tell her also greetings from me. Like, I think, what I am, some kind of Cupid or messenger or whatever. So you can send messages, right? But in the end, the boy has to go himself with a bouquet of flowers and have to make this humble service. Please accept this flower. Isha Pushpanchani. Okay. So, through service, one get to know the other person. And to make the service correctly, of course, we have the scriptures, we have the acharyas, who tells us, because they did it already. I don't know if this answers your question or if you wanted to go in a different direction.
I would probably just go also in the direction of just saying that there's different ways of knowing Krishna, and there's different degrees of knowing Krishna, there's different levels of knowing Krishna. And that service is absolutely the way. Service is the most bona fide manifestation of love, as you rightly put it. And just apologies because I misquoted this. I quoted the wrong sloka. Actually, it's Manusanam Sahasreshu Kastijitadisidi.
I don't care because I said it before.
I didn't want to misquote that's bad form. So yes, to add to that, the knowledge is he's unknowable, inconceivable, but as Prabhupada demonstrated, there's still so much you can know without knowing a fraction of Krishna.
Therefore, spiritual life is always dynamic. Relationships are always dynamic. They're not like they were, they're not tomorrow like they were yesterday. There's always something new. There's always something new to discover. And most in relationship, what you think you get to know the most in a relationship, let's say a 2-to-2 relationship, whom do you know to get the most? Yeah, in a relationship, whom do you get to know the most in a relationship?
Yourself.
Yourself, yeah. And that's amazing, because this other person is constantly mirroring you, and you constantly have to ask yourself, if you want to make a relationship successful, you constantly have to question yourself, where do I come from? How do I mirror how do I look in her or his eyes? So therefore Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, you should act, you should always act that Krishna want to see you. Don't act as, Krishna, I want to see you, please reveal yourself. No, you want that Krishna want to see us. Who is this devotee? My goodness. Yeah. The books. He's changing the books. So therefore, relationship is such a purifying stage of existence. And we enter in the supreme relationship. We enter in relationship with devotees. And therefore, devotee relationships are sometimes so difficult. So purifying. Devotees say, oh, it's so purifying. Oh, I have some purification time with that person. Right? Oh, I purify myself with that devotee at the moment. What does it mean, Something is going on, but in the end, it's actually good because it reflects us, it shows ourselves, and in this way we can really elevate ourselves by correcting us, and that's the challenge in relationships. But we need relationship. Therefore, Krishna, before we get in his relationship, on a serious relationship with him, he puts the devotees. It's like checking points. How do you deal with the devotees? And therefore Bhakti-tirtha Swami, he said, the relationship, what you have with the Lord, with Krishna, you can be checked. How is the relationship with each and every of my devotees? So if there's a black spot, what you have with that devotee, there's a black spot still with Krishna, in your relationship with Krishna. Only in the moment you really can accept all the devotees as they are, And may they have faults, or may not even faults, maybe there are things what we don't understand, what we don't know, why this person acting in this way. And we really not appreciate it. Maybe we even discussed it on it. Maybe a moral, worldly law, they are abominable. And maybe that has to be pointed out, but still we have to be respectful to this messenger or this ambassador. Because through them also Krishna shows us something. A real Sankirtan devotee on the street can see in each and every person the voice of God. I remember once in Vienna in the Maria Hilfer Street, this like the main shopping street in Vienna, right? And we always, before we stepped on the street, we always said, okay, with Narottam, we said, okay, now we step on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. You know, because it was like, you know, and people really don't care because there's so many WWF and so many people who sell something and want to give something. You just one amongst thousands who annoy people, right? And you try to shoot your transcendental arrows to them, but they are resistant, you know. And at one point, I became so frustrated that I started to yell at the people. I became so angry, and I yelled at them just to get them out of their Maya, what I thought a Maya. And then suddenly some person stopped, a young guy with sunglasses. And, you know, from a material perspective, I would even call it kind of a chunky or something. You know, kind not of a high class, a really low class person, as I would see him, as I would have judged him. But this low class person, he took down his sunglasses and said, "You're not supposed to shout at people. You're supposed to be nice to people." And he walked off. And I thought, oh my God, that was the message. He just dropped Krishna's message to me, right? And I never forgot this, right? And this is what we are. So on the street, we can accept everybody who tells us something. We can extract the message of the Lord out of it. We don't take everything literally, but a devotee, he knows how to extract the Lord speaking out of that person. Right? I mean, I think I went off track your question. I'm sorry. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Our Slovenian people was somehow you're still alive, you're still not fall asleep. I'm sorry. Got carried away by passion. But yeah. Thank you all. And again, please bless us that we can stay here in your association and make this stupid existence to perfection. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Ramananda Gopal Prabhu ki.
Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchika Pata Rupescha Kripa Sindhava Chapatita Namba Vidya Vaishnava.